So this project is a psychology analysis in film about the movie Split, by Alex Mraz, Annie Canto, and Jalen Romero. So Kevin in Split, he's the original personality and created every other personality within his mind. He usually doesn't have a recollection of what his alter egos do and is worried throughout the movie about staying in control. Barry's a fashion designer that is kind of the predominant figure. The psychiatrist is the one. He's the one that deals with the psychiatrist, and he tries to keep every other evil personality from taking control. Dennis is one of the evil personalities. He's super overprotective of every other character. He was created as a protector of Kevin when he was a child. He has severe OCD and always wants to be in control. Patricia is the mom of the group and is very protective of Hedwig. She can be likened to an old grandma who's very controlling of everyone in the family, and things usually must be done her way. Hedwig is the child personality who's very easily manipulated and is seen as a weak point. He's complicit in kind of the whole movie. The Beast is the personality that is violent and powerful. He spares the life of the kidnapped girl Casey because she has suffered as well. So just a little bit of background on the movie. Kevin was abused by his mother as a child, which led him to create Dennis and all the other personalities as companions throughout the abuse. The abuse that he suffered was the reason that the Beast was created. So dissociative identity disorder. People with the DID develop at least two distinct personalities, each with their own unique behaviors, thoughts, memories, and characteristics. The DSM-5 category used to determine this disorder is dissociative disorder. There are about 3 other dissociative disorders within this category. Symptoms include amnesia, self-destructive behavior, and suicidal thoughts. People with the DID have all experienced a traumatic experience so extreme that they try to disconnect themselves and instead project the trauma onto other personalities. Common traumas include sexual abuse, physical abuse, and the traumatic death of a family member. This can be seen within the movie as Kevin's mom abused him as a child, and he created Dennis as a way to kind of stay away from that abuse because Dennis could take it while Kevin could not. Kevin's father also left him, which could be likened to a traumatic death because of that, leaving. So symptoms present in the film. 1, we have a blurred sense of identity. It's present when Barry is talking to the psychiatrist, but it's really Dennis. So Dennis tries to come off as Barry, and overall, those two identities are kind of fighting throughout the movie, just to kind of see who's in control. Dennis, being the more powerful of the two, kind of has control, but they kind of struggle in the sense that they're fighting for their own identity, so they don't know who's who. Memory loss of a certain time period. So after the Beast killed Dr. Fletcher, he kind of reverted to his original self, Kevin, but he did not remember that he killed Dr. Fletcher. So he kind of wakes up and is like, who killed this? Who did this? And becomes confused and emotional and tries to defend himself. Even though Casey kind of let him know that he did it himself. He also asked Casey to kill him, which kind of is him exhibiting those suicidal thoughts. So there are no missing symptoms in the film. All of the symptoms shown here that kind of are guidelines for DID are all shown in the film in one way or another. So possible treatment, psychotherapy, so just talking with a professional as Kevin does within the movie, is one way to kind of discuss the symptoms and the coping mechanisms that the patient may have. Medication, there is no specific medication for DID, but antidepressants or anti-anxiety medicine can kind of help with the symptoms. There's no long-term cure for DID, but there can be significant improvement within patients about the severity of their symptoms. Like I said, this plan is appropriate because talking through it kind of makes the patients more aware of their actions, especially with different egos or alter egos. And over time, it kind of make the patient feel more confident about them being in control of their own personality. DID in film, the film accurately portrays the symptoms of the disorder. However, it fails to show any support. In the end, Kevin, the person with DID, was shown as a villain to the whole world, even though he wasn't in control of his body. So this kind of paints people with DID in a negative light, even though they aren't in control of their own body. So that's just something to keep in mind. And as we go forward, just to be skeptical about the way movies portray these disorders, because in the end they're just trying to make money and set up for a sequel rather than kind of show support for people with disorders. And that is our presentation. Thank you.